C, so you will give the exam with section B.
Sir.
That is not the concern. You just come to the class, it will be the same question for both of the sections. Yeah, any problem?
No, sir. We will, sir, give the exam at Thursday, 4:25.
Okay. Any other thing?
Sir.
Yeah.
Sir, many of our students didn't respond. So can we show you the date tomorrow?
Yeah, sure, of course, yes. But tomorrow, what is the problem? Tomorrow is our exam date. That is the problem. Tomorrow is our exam date. Sorry. So
no, sir, the exam time.
On the time, I understand. That means you are agreed that you are going to do your exam on Thursday, right? That means tomorrow you don't have any exam, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. So it is about time. So you have two options. One is 8:30, the one is 4:25. Let's say, for example, there are 5 students who have problem at 4:25. So those 5 students can come at 8:30 because I have another class at 8:30. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right. So you just need to come, but you have to tell me. Remember that. Which 5 students? You have to tell me that which 5 students you actually have problem at 4:25. I will consider them at 8:30. But if there is no problem of anyone, then because I have to change your submission time in your Google Classroom as well. That's why.
Yes, sir. We will call you in tomorrow's class.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
But because we have lost one class last week for other activities, so you didn't come. So I was thinking that I'll give you one more extra class during this, and then on Thursday we will have exams so that you have more time for.
Sir, Thursday I have an exam, math exam in afternoon. So can I participate in morning
8:30?
Yes.
Yes, you can, but you have to inform me during the exam.
Okay, sir. Then I will confirm it.
Yeah. All right. So if you have any issue, please let me know, because we know that if you are coming on any other time rather than 4:25, please inform me. Otherwise, there will be some miscommunication. There are some misunderstanding. You might have some problem. So especially for submitting your answer script. So please, if you have any problem, discuss with yourself that what time is the best time. So I think most of you agree with 4:25, which is fine. If you want to come at 8:30, that is also fine, but you have to let me know. We are 45 students, but here we have only 24. So there are still half of the students still didn't come here. So you have to consult with them.
Yes, sir. That's why I told you.
Yeah, okay. And your Viber will be on 18. 19, although it's not an Ashura, because Ashura is on 20th. Still we have 19, but this is 19 will be our reserve date. If something happened, like if someone else didn't come to the Viva properly or something else happened, then so our 19 it will be our reserve date for taking any Viva for any students who didn't come. So your date is on 18, Wednesday, next week, Wednesday. After 1 week of your midterm detail exam, I will give the proper, individual time schedule. I already have done it. I will give you with the link, because it will be different link. Whole day on 18 will be your Bible section. Whole day from 10 to 6:30 or 7 o'clock. Whole day, because I need 10 hours for my 3 sections, 30 hours. Okay, so almost is 10 hours. Okay, any other issue? No, if there is no issues, let us continue. Yesterday we have, let me open it first. yesterday we have discussed about the multiplication, right? And we have also have discussed about the two types of multiplication. So let me just give a review, and we will have one practice because we have time today and next day, so we'll have time to do practice. Remember one thing, just listening and watching, it is really difficult because you have to do it by yourself several times. Only then in the exam, whenever you have very, very, very short time, so that you can do it properly. Otherwise, it is difficult if you don't practice. So yesterday we have discussed that how we are going to identify or choose that which one we are going to use. It depends on the number. All right, so that is for the signed and unsigned, both cases. For the signed number, whenever we try to multiply two signed number, that means in that case, we need to write IMUL and the source, that means from where we are going to multiply. And for that reason, the processor will identify, or the processor will consider that the number is stored into this location, whether it's a positive or negative number. We have seen 3 examples yesterday. One of the examples was this one, that we are trying to multiply -1 and 66. -1 and 66, right? So if you can see that -1, it is very easily can accommodate in 8-bit register. Plus 66 is also accommodated into an 8-bit register. So obviously both of them are 8-bit by 8-bit multiplication. So by looking at the number, we can see that obviously we are going to use 8 by 8 multiplication. All right. And after doing the multiplication, after writing the code, we know that the result is -66. And we also know that -66 can be easily accommodated in AL register, because we know that in 8-bit space, we can store maximum 255 in positive number and -128 in negative number. Okay, so the result is -66, so it's not a problem. So we can accommodate into the AL register. But we also need to consider about 2 flags. If you remember, during the multiplication of signed number, we need to consider always the 2 flags, carry flag and overflow flag. And in this case, as we know that there is no overflow and there is no carry, that's why the carry and the overflow flags are cleared. Okay, cleared or deactivated. Fine. All right, so we need to consider all this. I don't know, I told you or not that whenever you write the code, whenever you write the answer in the exam related to the multiplication, you need to write 3 things. One is the code, any code for multiplication or I multiplication, signed or unsigned number, or for the division, anything you want, if anything you want to write according to the question. So you have to write the code. Then you have to write the value of the respective or corresponding registers. If you are using AL, AH, you have to tell me that what is the value of AL and AH. If you are writing the value of, if you are using the value of AX and DX, you have to tell me that what is the value of EX and DX, or EAX or EDX. Okay, so that is the second thing you have to tell me. Another thing is the flag, the situation of the flag, especially for the multiplication. Especially for the multiplication, you have to tell me that what is the status of the 2 flags. Okay, so these 3 things are mandatory. These 3 things are mandatory, that whenever you answer the question of multiplication. Okay, the code, the value of the registers, and the status of the 2 flags, carry flag and overflow flag. These 3 things are must. If you miss any one of them, you will lose marks. That's for sure. Okay, so please keep in mind that you have to write No, Mr. Rahul Devnath. I think, okay, whoever came late. So I was discussing with the others that as we have missed one class last week, so we have not completed our syllabus, and our previous plan was that tomorrow is your exam, which is 11th of August. But the problem is you have not finished all this, and we have not discussed the review classes, or you didn't do any review. So what I'm planning, or I'm asking you, that is it possible for you to do the exam on 12th of August, which is on Thursday. Thursday, you don't have any class because tomorrow is the last class in this week. So what I can do, I can give you two options, because I have two classes at 8:30 and also in 4:25. So most of the students here agree that there is no problem on Thursday, 4:25, because they don't have any class. But if you have any problem, you can let me know that you have a problem at 4:25. Then you have another option, which is same date, 8:30 in the morning. So you have two options, 8:30 in the morning on Thursday or 4:25, same day at the afternoon. So most of you will come at 4:25, which is fine. But if someone wants to come at 8:30 on Thursday, 12th of August, then you have to inform me. For 4:25, you don't need to actually inform me, it's fine. But if you want to come at 8:30, you have to inform me. According to that, actually, I changed the submission time in your Google Classroom. Okay, Mr. Rahul Devnath, or anyone else who actually doesn't know this. So don't have any confusion. Why you are writing here, Mr. Rahul Devnath? What is the problem of your microphone? Mr. Rahul Devnath, you are not listening to me.
Yes, sir.
Did you listen? What did I say? You have two options, 8:30 or 4:25. I didn't give you any option at 10:30. I'm not asking when you are free. Do you understand? I am doing this one for your own favor. It is not yours, according to your free time. I hope you understand.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir, understood.
4:25 or 8:30. Most of the students will come at 4:25. So if you have problem, or if you have any class at 4:25, you can come at 8:30, but you have to inform me. Hopefully you understand. Okay, any other confusion from anyone? All right, so I suggest you, all of you, that share this one with your classmates. Try to explain, because I think you have already understood. There should not be any miscommunication. There should not be any misunderstanding. Please explain them properly so that there is no problem or issue on Thursday. Remember, I will take the exam, or I will accept it only at 4:25 and only at 8:30. Not any other time. Right? Please let me know. And again, most of you, 90% of you are coming at 4:25. Maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 students wants to come at 8:30. I don't know, but you have to inform me. Otherwise, you have a problem for submitting your answer script. Okay. All right. So what actually I'm saying, that whenever you do the multiplication, these three things are mandatory. These three things are mandatory. You have to write these three things. Okay, for both cases, for signed multiplication and for unsigned multiplication also. Yesterday we have seen one example, the last example as well, which is, let's say for example, we want to multiply 25 and minus 10. Same way, 25 is very small number, so it can be stored into the 8-bit register, which is DL in this case, for an example. And minus 10 also a very small number, which can be stored into the AL 8-bit register. No problem with that. But whenever you multiply these two numbers, which is 25 and minus 10, then what happened? What happened is the result is minus 250, right?
Yes, sir.
Minus 250, and you know that minus 250, to store minus 250, 8-bit register is not enough. I mean, 8-bit register does not have enough space to store minus 250. You need another bit. You actually need 9 bits. You need 9 bits to store minus 250. But in AL register, you have only 8 bit. That means AL is overflown. That means you have 1 carry bit. That's why, in that case, your carry flag and overflow flag will be activated or will be set, because you are using both of the registers, AL and AH as well. That's why, that is the reason you have to tell me after, during the writing, that both the flags are set for this. That means the carry flag and the overflow flag, both of them are set because of this reason. Please do not expect that if you just write the answer and you will get the full marks. Not really. You cannot get the full marks. Without writing the explanation, please don't expect the full marks.
Sir,
Yes.
we understand that 8-bit cannot store the full minus 250. There are some extra bits out there on minus 9. So what will happen to minus 9?
Minus 9.
I mean, how would we
You don't need to do anything. The processor will do that. Wherever the flag is activated, the processor will do the rest. You don't need to do anything. But you just need to know that whatever the value we have in the AH register, all the values are not, whenever the overflow and carry flag is set. So the processor and the user also know that all the numbers in the AH register, they are not all the sign bit. They also have some carry bit from the other register. You don't need to do anything. The processor will do the rest of the task. But as a programmer, you will also know that. You also need to know that in AH register here, in AH register, all of them are not the sign bit. There are also some carry bit from the AL register. That's what we need to know. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Extra, you don't know. As a programmer, you don't need to do that. But you don't need to do anything extra. But you have to, consider this whenever you are trying to use them in the future as a programmer.
Sir.
Yeah.
So in the page number 230, sir, can you go, sir? So, sir, here in the code, sir, move AL10. So, can I write this in the second line?
Yes, of course. Yes. Why not? No problem. They are completely different registers. So, of course, sure.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Right. One more thing, that you know that AL is fixed, right? AL is fixed. So the source is not always fixed that you have to write DL. Some of the cases we will see that we also use CL. Look, CL also in the division. So you also can use the CL as a source. All right. You can use this one instead of DL. You also can use CL, not a problem. But you cannot change. You must not change. You are not allowed to change this AL because AL is fixed for 8-bit multiplication. So like same as the AX fixed, EAX fixed, but the source can be any other register. Fine? Hope you understand. And these are also fixed. If the source is fixed, they will, permanently write some register name. So they have not write it, they just write source, that means can vary. But some other register which they have written, these are fixed, permanent. You cannot change them according to the Pentium processor. Okay. I hope you understand the multiplication, both of the cases, positive and negative one. I mean, signed and unsigned one. Any question? We will do one practice now. We will do one practice like this, and then we go for the division. We will discuss the division. If possible, we will also do an example today. I'm not sure it is possible or not. So we will finish this one, and tomorrow we will do all the revision, chapter 4, 5, and 6, because chapter 4, 5, and 6 is your midterm exam syllabus. I can suggest you one. Sorry, chapter 4, 5, and 7.2. Yes, not 6, not 6. Chapter 4, 5, and 7.2. Let me suggest you one thing that you cannot expect. You cannot expect that there is a question directly like describe this, describe that. There is no that kind of question. So it will be analytical question. It will be math, of course. And as I told you that in the exam midterm and the final, both of the cases, you can expect one question from chapter 7. I mean, chapter 7.2, multiplication or division. So most of the question in the midterm and the final, of course, you will expect that it will be like analytical question and math and the coding, most of the parts. So it is better that you memorize something, it is fine, no problem. But please try to understand, because if you cannot understand it properly, it is very easy to find out whether you understood. Whenever I check the answer script, it is very easy to find out that you actually know nothing. You just sort of copy from somewhere, or you're just writing from your memory. So please try to understand what you're writing. Yes.
Sir, here in this here in this page, sir, the code, so move -1 DL equal -1 and AL 66.
Yeah.
So here, sir.
Yeah, they actually, what they did, they actually converted into the hexadecimal number. They converted into the hexadecimal number, and then they have do that one.
So the previous one, sir, the upper one.
It's the same.
Sir, but you said that we have to write AL register and AH register. So here in this code, sir, the AH is the 111.
What AH? Is no so whenever you do the multiplication, you don't need to write anything in AH. You need to write in the AL.
After that,
I'm taking of AL and AH, not before.
So yes, sir. After sir, here we see that
They actually written
so
all together.
AH is 11.
This is actually yeah. So the first 8 bit, the leftmost bit is actually the AH register, right? And the rightmost 8 bit is actually the AH register. I mean AL register.
Okay, sir.
Right. So it is actually the same. If you compare this one with the other one, is actually the same. All the 16 bit. Here is 8 bit and 8 bit, 16 bit. Here is all together. They have written 16 bit. I'm asking you that write it separately. It doesn't mean anything to me. You have to know that the upper part will go to the AH and the lower part will go to the AL. All right, that is the point.
And sir, here the 11 indicates the -1. The sign, minus sign.
Yes, it is indicating the -1. If you compare to this one, it's all are 0, right? That means it's a positive number. You can see that this is positive 66. So full AH is 0, right? So that this is the AH value. And the rest of this is the 66 plus 66. This is the AL value. Whereas in the -66, these all are -1. I mean, these all are 1 because it is a negative number. And these are for the -66. Fine?
Yes, sir.
Good question. Thank you for asking question. Good. Any other question? Let us do one thing. Let us do some practice. I think it will be much better. Then you will ask me more questions whenever you do by yourself. Okay. So let us do some coding. Let's do Let's say we want to multiply 250 multiplied by 12. Let us do this. 250 multiplied by 12. Let's say I was asking in the question that please multiply these two numbers with the code. So as you remember, one is the code, second is the any register you want. It doesn't always mean that it's LNH. The value of the registers and also the status of the two status flag, carry flag and the overflow flag. So let us do it, everyone. As I said, if you just listen and watch, it is really not enough. So let us do it. Let us make some mistake. From that mistake, then we can learn. So everyone, please have a pen and paper, everyone, and then start doing this one. It is still, we only have 32, that means 12, 13 students are absent. It's quite a big number. What do you know what happened to the other students, like other 12 students, 12, 13 students? They might have some problem or they have any other issues or anything?
So no idea, sir.
But you don't have, I mean, like, you have a connection with all of them, right? So you have a Facebook group or Messenger group or whatever group. So please try to reach them. Try to reach them that if you miss the classes like in this way, it will be difficult for you to get a good marks or have a very good exam and Viva.
So many of them are thinking that there will be no class in the written examination.
Many of them were thinking what? There is no class.
Yes, sir.
Why?
There will be no class in the written exam. As like there will be no class in the Viva exam.
But if you know that there is a class during from 10 to 14, well, how come they don't know? You are in the same batch, you are in the same group. It is the same information. I have given the same information in the Google Classroom. Why there is a misunderstanding? So if there is some misunderstanding, please, if you know someone that they don't know, please inform them. That please come to the class. Let us learn together. It will be better for your exam, for your grade, and for everything as well. Our class will be suspended from 16. I clearly written on the Google Classroom. From 16 to 21, not from today. By the way, is there any not overlapping, how many courses you are doing this semester? 3.
Sir, 4.
4.
Yes, sir.
All right, that means you have 3 or 4 days, you have 4 exams, so difficult, right? Is it 1 exam per day or 2 exams per day?
2 exams.
1 and 2.
I have a 2 exams, sir.
Yeah, because we have actually 3 working days. In 3 working days, you have to do like 3-4 exams.
Yes, sir.
Actually, we have so many limitations. Like we don't have that much time as well because this semester is extended already because we suspended 1 week of class. So after the midterm, we will need to extend 1 more week. So if we extend 1 more week, so the end of the semester actually, because we already for the COVID situation, we're already behind like 1 month late. You know that we have tri-semester. Sometimes you excuse it, sometimes you extend it. So time management is sometimes difficult for us actually. We're supposed to start our next semester in September, but we cannot because this semester will finish maybe end of this semester, end of the next month. So again, 1 month late for the next semester. so many limitations, so many issues, and so many problems. You might thinking that it's so easy to manage all this. It is super difficult. Whenever you are part of it, you will feel that how much difficult it is. Similar to this math. Whenever you listen, whenever you watch, it's so easy. But whenever you try to do by yourself, then you will feel that yes, it's not that much easier you think or you guess.
Hello, sir.
Yes. Yes. Yes, who is it? What's your name?
So we are doing the examples.
Huh? You're doing this one. After 5 minutes, you are asking that what you're doing. Huh?
Sir, I think that my network issue.
This is the thing. You have to multiply 250 with 12. This one. Done? Please let me know whenever you have done. It's already 1:56. Hurry up.
So done, sir.
Good. So the code first. What is the code?
So move AL 250.
Move AL
250.
250.
Then move. So MOB. So MOB. Move DL
Move.
12. Then
Why-
move D.
Why you are thinking that AL is enough for 250? Do you think that is enough?
Sir, 8-bit range is 255. So
Yeah,
here
okay.
is 250.
Fine. Then
move DL.
move DL. Yeah, I have written move DL. After that,
After that, sir, move DL.
UL, not move.
Sorry. MUL DL.
MUL DL. Fine. Okay. Then what is the value of the registers?
Sir, AL is 10.
AL is 10,
111,
111,
000. And H is
AH is
40,
40,
1011.
1011.
I can actually.
1011 or 1111. Okay.
Really?
And sir, carry and overflow flag are activated.
Okay. So Mr. Mominur Rahman, what is your answer? Not same?
Sir, let me check the math again. Maybe I have done a mistake or something.
Okay. And both of the flags are set, right?
Yes, sir.
So both of the what is the reason?
Because here we have carry, and so
Why we have carry?
so if we multiply 250 and 12, the answer is 3000. So if we convert it in binary, so
if you multiply 250 multiply with 12, the answer is 3000, right?
yes, sir.
So if it is 3000, then the value of the 3000 is yes. So you can see that in binary it is 1000, 1011, and 1011 again. That means it is more than 8-bit, right?
Yes, sir.
You need 4 more extra bit from AH.
Yes, sir.
So that's why the last 4 bits of the AH is 1011 and the previous one is all 0, which is correct. And of course that both of the flags are set because we have overflow, because it is not possible to store the result of 3000 into AL register. That's why we have an overflow. And also we have a carry. That's why both of the flags, these are all set. Do you all agree? All of you? Okay, fine. So that is the way we should do our coding. We should remember just writing the answer. It is not enough. You have to explain it. Remember, without explaining your answer, you cannot expect full marks. Please. Yes. It is up to you. It is up to you. It is optional. For the multiplication, it is optional. But if we are talking about division, it is mandatory. Because we have not discussed about the division yet, but in the division, it is mandatory. But for the multiplication, it's not mandatory always. Good question, very good question. That should be converted. For the multiplication, if you want to conversion, if you want to convert it, then it's fine, no problem with that. But if you don't do it, it is also fine. But for division, it is mandatory to do it because there are some issues. There are some issues that we need to consider during the division. That's why the conversion is mandatory from decimal to hexadecimal. But for multiplication, it is not mandatory. It's optional. If you do it, very good. If you don't do it, it's also fine. No problem. But these 3 things are mandatory. Remember, these 3 things are mandatory with explanation. Okay, this is the 5th time I'm telling you, so you cannot say that if you get less marks or if you have not expected marks, you should know that why you should get less marks, that you should not, if you don't write a proper explanation. I expect that you write these 3 things with proper appropriate explanation. Only then you can get full marks, no problem. 20 out of 20, if you have this question. Fine?
Sir,
Yes.
sir, will you show us with a minus math?
Yes.
Sir, minus with minus.
Oh, the sign multiplication.
Yes, sir. Will you give us a practice?
Yeah, this one. I think I have showed you three
Yes,
example.
we want to practice. Then I will
Want to do practice.
Yeah.
Okay, but yeah, fine, no problem. But we have 8 minutes left today. Do you think that you can do it within 8 minutes? What we can do, if now we have an idea that what you need to write, right, and how we can do that. So it is better that you can do a practice by yourself, okay? Then if we have time tomorrow, let us complete our syllabus first. A very good suggestion that we should also practice this. Very good suggestion, but the problem is we have only 1 hour left. So let us complete our syllabus. Then we will also, after completing the syllabus, then we will practice tomorrow the division, and also we will practice tomorrow the negative number also. But in the meantime, if you have time at home, if it is possible, do some negative one. Let's say, for example, instead of 12, why don't you do this minus 12? At home, let's do this one by yourself. 250 multiplied by minus 12. Let's do it. Okay, easier. One more thing, as you can see that in the example, that whenever we have a negative number, it is preferable that you actually convert it into the hexadecimal number. It is preferable. As you can see from the example, that whenever we are doing signed multiplication, they actually convert both of the numbers into the hexadecimal, and then they do it. So if you're following this format, so I hope it is better we also follow the same format, except this one. They have written 25 positive, so they have write positive. Only the negative number, they actually converted into the hexadecimal number, because I don't think that it is a right way to write the code that you write here minus 10. That's why they have converted into the hexadecimal number. Look at this example, you will understand the reason. For the positive 25, it's fine, they have write 25. But for the negative 10, they have converted into the hexadecimal number, because maybe you cannot write minus 10 here. Hope you understand. Both of the cases is also the same. Right? So here they also give the example. They actually open all the options. You choose either one of them. Here, both of the numbers, 66 is a positive number. Easily they can write 66 here, but they have converted it into the hexadecimal. So they're actually suggesting that for the signed multiplication, it is suggested that it is better to convert into the hexadecimal, and then you do your other task, because otherwise, if you write this one into the code, into the assembly language, assembler, they might have some issues. So that's why it is better. For the signed multiplication, we convert all the number into the hexadecimal number, and then we do proceed. Okay, let's do it at home. Let's do it this one, and let me know what is the result tomorrow. Okay, same thing. Instead of positive 12, now let's do it minus 12. The same thing, but you have to know about this. You have to know about change this, and you also need to change this as well. Fine. Let us just very quickly, still we have 5 minutes left. Very quickly, just to show you, I think I have shown you last time as well, that what are the division. So to do the division, we need to consider 2 issues. Issue number 1 is previous arithmetic operation like addition, subtraction, multiplication, and everything, they have only one result. Like if you multiply 2 numbers, you have one result. If you add two numbers, you have one result. But in division, you actually two components of the result. One is the quotient value, another one is the remainder. Not remainder, please, remainder. So remainder and quotient. I know you know this, but still, you can understand by in your own language, like Bengali, no problem. But I cannot say that. So one is the quotient, this is the one. Another one is the remainder, which is another one. So we have two results whenever we do the division. That is the one thing we need to consider. Previously, we have one result. Now we have two results. That is issue number one. Issue number two is previously, whenever we do the multiplication, we already considered that if we multiply n bit by n bit, our result will be always 2 n bit long. There is no possibility that you multiply n bit by n bit and you have result which is more than 2 n bit. It is not possible. Like if you multiply 8 bit by 8 bit, it cannot be 17 bits. It will be 16 bits. All right, but that means there is no possibility for overflow. Fine, but in the division, there is a possibility, not that much, but there is a possibility that sometimes, in some cases, you might have some overflow. So as a programmer, we need to consider that. So if there is overflow happen, then the processor will initiate a interrupt request. I hope you know, if you have already done the microprocessor, we know that what is the interrupt request, right? So whenever we have an error, like an overflow in the division, if it is happened, then we will have an interrupt. Fine, by the processor. So this is the two issues we need to consider during the division. Tomorrow we will see that how we are going to do the division and how we are going to save the data. And there are two examples here. We are going to discuss two examples one by one. And also we will do practice. After all this, if you have time, of course, hopefully we'll have time, then we will revise some of the chapter. Or I suggest you that please revise chapter 4 and 5. And if you have any problem, if you have any issue, ask me tomorrow. Okay, and please confirm me that all of you are fine to do your exam on Thursday at 4:25. Okay, if you have any issue, anyone have any issue, specifically with name and ID, let me know tomorrow. Okay, so let me give you that and let's